Welcome back to the Daily English Cafe podcast. I am your host, Harvey, and I am absolutely thrilled to welcome you to the very first episode of Season 1. This season is all about the biggest, most exciting sporting event on the planet, the World Cup 2026.
Hello, everyone. I am Emma, your English language coach. I am so happy to be here with you at the cafe. Whether you are drinking a warm coffee or a cold drink, welcome. As Harvey said, this is Season 1, Episode 1. We are combining the incredible energy of football with your goal of mastering English.
That is right, Emma, and today we are tackling a massive question that many of our listeners are asking. How can you speak English fluently in just the 30 days of the World Cup? It sounds like a huge challenge, but with the right game plan, it is completely possible to kickstart your fluency.
Hold on a moment, Harvey. You already used two very interesting phrases there. You said tackling a massive question and kickstart your fluency. Let us look at those quickly for our listeners. To tackle a problem or a question means to deal with it directly and with a lot of energy, just like a football player tries to take the ball from another player. And to kickstart something means to make it start quickly and with a lot of power. So today, we are going to give you the perfect strategy to start your English journey fast.
Exactly. Thank you, Emma. Think about it. The World Cup lasts for about a month. 30 days of nonstop excitement, matches, and global conversation. This is a golden opportunity to immerse yourself in the language. If you look at these 30 days as a mini-bootcamp, you can achieve serious results.
I love that idea, Harvey. To immerse yourself means to surround yourself completely with something. Imagine putting your whole body into water. That is immersion. So for the next 30 days, we want you to surround yourself with English. But Harvey, how can a language learner actually do this if they do not live in an English-speaking country?
It is all about changing your environment digitally and mentally. Step number 1 of our game plan is what I call the commentary shift. When you watch the World Cup matches, do not watch them in your native language. Instead, tune into the English commentary. Tune into. That means to switch your television or radio channel to a specific broadcast. For example, you can say, every evening I tune into my favorite podcast. Now, Harvey, listening to native English sports commentators can be very fast. They shout, they get excited, and they use a lot of slang. Is that not too difficult for an A2 or B1 learner? It can be challenging at first, definitely. But here is the secret. Football is a visual game. You already know what is happening on the screen. If a player kicks the ball into the net, you see the goal. When you hear the commentator shout, "What a sensational goal!" you instantly connect the word sensational with the amazing action you just saw. You do not need to understand every single word to understand the meaning.
That is a brilliant point. In language learning, we call that contextual learning. You use the context, the pictures, the emotions, the visual actions to understand the new words. So, listeners, when you watch the matches, look for words that the commentators repeat. Words like foul, referee, substituted, or cleared. Harvey, what is another good strategy for reading during these 30 days? To really get the ball rolling, you should look at sports news websites or apps in English every single morning. Just spend 10 to 15 minutes reading match summaries. Let us pause there. Harvey used a classic idiom, to get the ball rolling. In everyday English, this simply means to start an activity or a process so that it can continue. For example, if you start a new project at work, you might say, "Let us have a meeting to get the ball rolling." It is a perfect phrase for football season. So reading every morning gets the ball rolling for your daily English habit.
It really does.
And when you read these summaries, you see how sentences are built. You see the past simple tense used constantly because the journalists are describing a match that already happened. For example, Morocco played an incredible match yesterday. They defended brilliantly and scored in the final minutes. This is a fantastic, natural way to practice your grammar without opening a dry textbook. Yes! And for our B1 learners, pay attention to the adverbs there. Harvey said defended brilliantly. Brilliantly tells us how they defended. This kind of reading helps you build a strong foundation. But now, Harvey, we have talked about listening to commentary and reading summaries. These are passive skills. To speak fluently in 30 days, our listeners need to actually open their mouths and speak. How do they do that during the World Cup?
This is my favorite part, the commentator method. When you're watching a match alone in your room, do not just sit there silently. Try to commentate on the match yourself, out loud, in English, even if it is just simple sentences.
Oh, I love that. Can you give us an example of how that sounds at an A2 or B1 level?
Absolutely. Imagine you are watching the game. You can say out loud, passes to Hakimi. Hakimi runs fast down the right side. He crosses the ball. Oh, the defender blocks it. Now it is a corner kick. It does not have to be complicated. You are training your brain to connect your thoughts directly to your mouth in English without translating from your native language first.
That is a fantastic exercise. Let us call that play-by-play speaking. Play-by-play means describing events exactly as they happen, one after the other. If you do this for just 5 minutes during every match, your speaking speed will improve dramatically over 30 days. Your brain becomes like a fast processor, moving from the visual image directly to the English words.
Exactly. It creates that low-level connection in your mind where you stop translating. You just react. And what about when you want to talk to other people, Emma? The World Cup is a social event. Everyone is talking about it.
This is where the global community comes in. During the World Cup, millions of people from every corner of the world discuss the games online. You can join English-speaking forums, Facebook groups, or Discord servers dedicated to football. Every time a match ends, go online and type your opinion. For example, I think the referee made a mistake in the second half, but the team played very well.
And if you want to take it a step further, look for football fans in your city. Many local cafes, sports bars, or fan zones host people from all over the world. If you see someone wearing a football shirt, walk up to them and ask a simple question like, "Who do you think is going to win today?" It is the ultimate icebreaker.
Icebreaker. That is another great word. An icebreaker is a phrase, a question, or an activity that helps people feel comfortable when they meet for the first time. It breaks the cold ice of silence. Asking someone about their football team is the easiest icebreaker in the world because football fans love to talk about football.
We really do.
You can easily talk for an hour with a stranger just about a single penalty decision. Now, Emma, let us talk about consistency. 30 days is a short time, so our listeners cannot afford to miss a single day. They need to be on top of their game from day 1 to day 30. To be on top of your game means to perform at your absolute best level. And to stay at your best level for 30 days, you need a daily routine. Let us design a simple daily 3-step pipeline for our listeners to follow every single day of the World Cup.
A pipeline? I like the sound of that. What is step 1 of the daily routine?
Step 1 is the morning warm-up. Spend 10 minutes in the morning reading one short article about the World Cup in English or listening to a short sports news podcast. Write down 3 new words in a small notebook. Just 3 words.
That is very manageable. Anyone can find 10 minutes in the morning. What is step 2?
Step 2 is the match day immersion. When you watch the match in the afternoon or evening, listen to the English commentary. During the match, try the commentator method that Harvey suggested. Speak out loud to yourself for 5 minutes, describing the action.
Perfect. And step 3 to close the day?
Step 3 is the post-match analysis. Before you go to bed, spend 5 minutes writing or speaking your thoughts about the game. You can write a short comment online, or you can simply record a voice memo on your phone. Just talk into your phone for 2 minutes, explaining why the winning team deserved to win. Then, listen to your own voice.
That is a complete system. If a learner follows that exact structure every day for 30 days, their confidence is going to skyrocket. They will move from struggling to find words to automatically expressing their thoughts about a complex, fast-moving event.
Yes, because they are practicing all 4 core language skills: reading, listening, writing, and speaking every single day, using a topic they are genuinely excited about. When you are excited about the topic, your brain absorbs information much faster. You are not thinking about the grammar rules. You are thinking about the goals, the players, and the strategy. You know, Emma, another thing that helps is learning specific phrases that native speakers use when they talk about football. It makes you sound much more natural. For example, instead of just saying the player ran fast, you can say he made a brilliant run down the wing. Excellent example, Harvey. Let us explain the wing. In football, the wing refers to the sides of the pitch, the left side or the right side near the boundaries. So a run down the wing means moving quickly along the side of the field. Using specific words like wing, pitch, cross, and header makes your English sound precise and advanced, even if your grammar is simple.
Exactly. Or instead of saying the team lost the match completely, you can say they were completely outplayed.
Outplayed is a fantastic B1 level vocabulary word. It means the other team played much better than you. If Team A defeats Team B very easily because they have better skill, we say Team B was outplayed. It is a very clean, professional way to describe a tough match.
We are giving our listeners some amazing tools today. But remember, everyone, the most important thing during these 30 days is to keep your eyes on the prize. Don't worry if you make mistakes when you speak. The goal is communication, not perfection.
Exactly, Harvey. Keep your eyes on the prize means to stay focused on your ultimate goal. Your prize is English fluency and confidence. Every mistake you make when you are commentating or talking to fans is just a step closer to that prize. Do not let fear stop you from speaking.
Well said, Emma. This brings us toward the end of our very first episode of Season 1. The World Cup 2026 is an incredible journey, and we want to go on this journey together with you.
Yes! Before we sign off, let us do a very quick recap of the words and idioms we learned today so our listeners can add them to their notebooks. We discussed tackling a question, which means dealing with it directly. We learned kickstart, which means to start something with power.
We also learned immerse yourself, which means to surround yourself completely with English, and tune into, which means to switch to a specific channel or show.
Don't forget our sports idioms. We had get the ball rolling, which means to start a process, and on top of your game, which means performing at your best level. We talked about play-by-play description, being outplayed by a stronger team, and using an icebreaker to start conversations with new friends. And finally, keep your eyes on the prize. Stay focused on your fluency goal.
Brilliant summary, Emma. To all our listeners out there, your challenge for today is simple. Find one English sports website, look at the upcoming World Cup schedule, and get ready to tune in to the first match in English. Let us get the ball rolling.
Thank you so much for joining us at the cafe today. We will be back with episode 2 very soon, looking at the essential vocabulary you need to talk about your favorite teams and predictions. Have a wonderful day, keep practicing, and enjoy the beautiful game.
Goodbye, everyone. See you in the next episode of the Daily English Cafe podcast. Goodbye.